Life Her Podcast.
Hey, you.
Her is me, her is you. Her is us, her is she, her is we. United we stand, baby, that hurt for keeps. I'm coming and I demand my space, I know it's free. I owe myself the world, they tried to count me out. I've been down some dark roads, they tried to pound me out. From cloudy to sunny, ain't think that I would make it out. I needed positive emotions to fill me out.
And I'm Yvette Lloyd, host of Life Her Podcast. I have Tawana and Vanessa on with me. The other two couldn't make it, but they are still here. So, hey, ladies, how are you?
I am great. In the neighborhood. Glad to be here.
I'm glad to even have you. First and foremost, I want to give you guys a round of applause and your flowers because I love everything that you're doing. And just the fact of 4 women coming together and doing a thing, I think it's such a beautiful, amazing, inspiring, uplifting thing that you guys are doing.
Well, thank you.
So, first and foremost, I would like to know, how did you guys even get started to even come together to start something so amazing?
Well, Leading Ladies of Logistix was founded by Tristan Simmons and Samantha Smith, which are the other two of the group. I hate saying group because that sounds like we're like Escape or something. But the other two of the organization, they founded it a little over 3 years ago. And then Vanessa and I met them at different times. And, we all loved the mission, loved what it stood for, and was just excited to be a part of it. So we all got together to handle the same mission.
Right. So tell me, how has it been as far as you guys working together as women? That's like one of the major things that everyone always say, women can't work together. They don't get along and everything. Do you guys hear that often?
Definitely. We hear that a lot. And what I would say is, with women, communication is key. Communication is key. Being able to listen, being able to understand your strong strengths in the organization or the part that it plays in the job that needs to get done. So, and because, women do have feelings, being able to talk it out makes it work.
That is really good because, that is the big thing that's going on as far as that everybody say, I don't want to work with her, how women be and all this and that. But I believe it can happen with what you just said, especially with the communication and understanding. For sure.
Definitely.
Yes. So are all of you mothers?
Yes, all mothers.
We have children between us.
We got our whole little tribe over here.
So with you guys having children and you have such an amazing company and everything going on, how do you balance being a mother and being a huge business owner?
For me, this is Tawana speaking. For me, it's just one of those things that everything just falls in line. Like, it's like your to-do list. You have to be a mother. You have to be a wife and a girlfriend. You have a business. So you have to prioritize. It was, difficult for me at first because it was at the computer at 5 a.m., not leaving the computer or not leaving the office to 8, 9 o'clock at night, and then coming home trying to rush and do stuff with my family. So I had to learn how to have, what they call, the work-life balance, where it was, trying to cutting work off at a certain time and being able to spend time with my family, cook dinner, sit down and have those conversations. So, once I got like a balance for myself and for my family, it became a lot easier because I'm not so tired from work. And then I get around my family, I'm agitated, like, oh my God, they get on my nerve. But so having some type of balance is very, very important. It can definitely be done. People do it all the time. You just have to, balance yourself and take those times out where work is not a part of your day and it's just family.
Yes, for sure. Vanessa, do you have any input on that?
I do, and I have three kids, and they're all spread out like in ages. But one of my middle kid is an athlete, so that kind of with the with the organization, not the group, the organization. We are busy, like busy with our own businesses, busy with the organization. Just 2 weeks ago, half of the group went to an event and the other half was home doing kid stuff. So, it's definitely that prioritization. And much like Tawana said, we talk about this a lot, which is why, like Tawana and myself, we get up super early. We're usually up between 4:30 a.m. and 5 a.m. every morning. That usually helps us like get the day started. We take care of ourselves with our self-care, get our business stuff done, and make time for our family. Me here more recently, my family time has started to become a non-negotiable because that's the part that keeps me sane. We spend so much time growing these businesses and putting all this, all that effort into it that sometimes we get lost into it and we get so drained. So I literally, Tawana too, we're kind of like getting into this where we are shutting it down on Thursdays or shutting it down at 12 p.m. on Fridays and having that time with our families, because if we're putting everything into our business, what are we going to give our families? And like Friday nights, you can always find me on the football field. So, I mean, I'm not doing anything. Like it's, if we're doing a call, like I can do it, but if it's this time, I can't do it. So it's that whole balance.
Yes, a balance is key. Now, what do you guys do to balance yourself, your personal life, separate from family and business? What do you do for you to keep your mental state of mind together?
If we get up early and ride the Peloton, right, Tawana?
We be on that Peloton 5 a.m. in the morning. But again, that was something too. You'd be amazed of the things that you have to be taught, or the things you have to learn the hard way. I'm not afraid to say I have therapy. I have a therapist. I have to, I step aside and do things for myself, like Vanessa and I both love shopping, massages and things like that, where, we had to learn, like, if we don't take care of ourselves, it's hard to take care of our families. And it's definitely hard to run a business. So, the therapist is to help my mind. It's really I really go to therapy to help my family, so I don't go off on my family. but but I mean that's a balance for me. Taking time to do stuff for myself. I don't do anything on Fridays. I don't take calls. I shop and and have some type of fun and some type of balance so that I can be level headed, and be able to wake up Monday morning and get back into doing a consult.
Wow. Well, I applaud y'all for having that balance. I know it probably took a while for you to get it together, but it sounds like you got it a little bit together. Pretty
Oh,
good.
we still don't have it together, but we close.
Progress.
Yes,
Steady progress.
yes, some progress and learning lessons. Okay.
So I do want to share this. And it's part of what Tawana just spoke on for the women that are going to hear the podcast. I love therapy also. Like therapy is a part of my self-care. I like the word non-negotiable. It's a non-negotiable. Like it's like my happy place. It's a place I get to go and it's it's my freedom. And women come in and we're carrying all these bags. And we put the weight of the world on ourselves to be great at carrying all of these bags. And eventually it starts to it starts to weigh on you. But at the same time, like you just need like a safe place for you to go to where sometimes we're talking to our spouse about how long our day has been, how long we've been doing something, why we have to do something, and they don't really understand. They kind of maybe sometimes take it personal because they do have alpha females, as mates. So, it can be, it could come off as being a little aggressive and you still need some place to be able to dump that off at. So, having that balance for, physically we get up, we get on that Peloton, mentally and emotionally, that helps too with the exercising, but being able to see, the therapist on a regular basis and, in our community, that stuff is so shunned on and it shouldn't be. Like, that's a part of health. That's a part of the healthcare regimen, in my opinion.
Yes, your opinion is right because it's needed. I do therapy myself, and like just having it, it's like a breath of fresh air when you're venting to someone you really don't know, but someone that's actually listening to. It's a good feeling just to even just let it all out.
Absolutely.
It's for sure. So tell me, how did well, not really how, but I think it is really amazing that Leading Ladies of Logistics organization has mentored over 4,000 women. It would be 40 in the future, but 4,000 women. And that is so amazing. So could you elaborate more on exactly what do you mentor as far as with the for the women as far as like transportation and starting their own business and everything?
So we have over 4,000 women in our Facebook group, which is right now it's a free mentoring group for women wanting to get into the transportation industry, as well as women that are already in the transportation industry and just need a little help. Each one of us we have our own individual businesses, so we have individual businesses as well as give our time for the leading ladies, for the events that we have and for the mentorships as well. So we all also have our own separate mentorship programs. So like I said, it's all about giving back. Myself and a few of the other ladies as well got into the industry the wrong way. Lost a lot of money the first time around, because we didn't have people like us. We didn't have people that was around to give us information, people to share with us. So it was important for us to be able to, help minority women, and even men. People always ask us, like, all you help is men, women. You guys don't help men. We do have men clients, but of course, our focus and our passion is with those women that want to get into the industry and being sure that they can get in it the correct way. So it's the time, it's the dedication that we all have to be sure that we can reach as many people as we possibly can with our platform.
That is really good. What do you need to do to start your own transportation company without a truck?
So I mean, there's several different ways to do it, and which is why we teach this education, even on the high school and the college level. They don't understand, like, one, there are entities of the transportation industry that you don't even need a degree. There are entities where you don't even need a truck. We have to be able to put the transportation industry in front of high school students that may not want to go to college or may not want to, may not want to actually be truck drivers. So, our mission is to be able to put the information and put the different entities in front of everyone, letting them know that you can be a freight dispatcher from the comfort of your own home. You can be a freight agent, a freight broker. Of course, what Vanessa does as a trucking accountant, you definitely have to have a degree for that one. So don't let me say that you don't need a degree for that one. But there are so many different entities. You have supply chain, you have owning warehouses, driving trucks, women drive trucks, men drive trucks. So there's so many different aspects that you can get into in the transportation industry, and we just want to be able to get out there and get in front of people and let them know, like, this is an option. This field is definitely something that could feed you and your family for a long haul.
Yes, this is definitely true. On a personal level with me, my mother was a truck driver for 41 years. She had drove a truck, and she drove the salt trucks. I live in Ohio, so it snows a lot. So she drove one of the biggest salt trucks for
Oh,
many, many years, and she was so little. She was like 5'4".
oh wow.
She was like 5'4", driving a big huge truck, and she laid asphalt too. So she did an asphalt truck as well. And that's
Mom
what
was a boss. That's
yes.
dope.
Yes. So
See,
this
it's things
really
like that people don't understand that a woman can do. If you look at some of these women truck drivers, like you said, they're like 5'2", 5'4". They're like the littlest thing, but they get out there, they hook up their trailer, they hook up their fifth wheel, and they go. So,
Yes.
this industry is definitely for both women and men, but it's important to understand that women are definitely in here. We taking over and we do it a little better.
Yes, indeed. What,
Absolutely.
what, so what is the most difficult part about you guys actually trying to help women, and actually just even on a business level, what is really hard for you?
Um, Hard. I would say, we have super cakes. Nothing's hard. I'm just playing. But, the hardest part will probably just be, just probably breaking the mindset of women, getting into this male dominated industry and knowing that, you can have that position, you can be in charge, you can be as successful as, your male counterpart. Business wise, it's just like it's ever changing. There's so many things changing. Just being able to keep up, just keep up on the different things that happen in the industry. And again, communication, like
Okay.
communication. Being able to, check egos at the door because we're all in it for the greater good of everything. Yeah, I think that pretty sums it up.
So could you give me more information on the annual event that you guys have? It seems like you guys have it every year. I think you're on your third one, right?
Yes, our third annual Leading Ladies of Logistics, Transportation, and Networking event here in Atlanta, Georgia, November the 4th through the 6th. We have 3 amazing days of education, of fun, of everything logistics, transportation, supply chain. Thursday night is our networking mixer, where we're going to have a few guest speakers. Of course, a word from our sponsors. It's being sponsored by Innovative Logistics Group and Interportal. And we have a comedian coming in, Marvin Dixon, on Thursday night. Friday is all day learning, 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 learning. We have breakout sessions from being a broker, being a dispatcher, car hauling, warehousing, supply chains. Anything you want to learn about transportation, there's definitely going to be a spot for you. Or even if you're already in the transportation industry and you just need a little help, or you need a little bit more education. And then, of course, Saturday is the knockout amazing panel. We have over 28 speakers on Saturday that's coming in, all day, fun packed of learning on Saturday. And then Saturday night, we ended with a 90s hip hop after party. And I'm trying to get my girls to go as the Clover cheerleaders, but they tripping.
We trying to see. I don't know, man. That mean I got to work out extra hard,
Ain't nothing
to be
better
able to
than
put on
Brittany
a.
One and the Clover cheerleaders from the 90s. I feel like that should be our outfit.
So could you guys tell me about Business in the Box? I've seen what you offer, and I think that is so dope. So could you elaborate more on that?
Business in the Box is my baby. So I have been working diligently with Transfix, which is the sponsor of Business in the Box. They provided me 5 brand spanking new laptops. And what it is we choose people who want to get into the industry. Of course, they have to do like an application. The application is on the Leading Ladies website and also Gold Star's website. But we choose people that want to get in this industry and want to learn. We Transfix, like I said, donated the laptops. I donate the training. Vanessa from Provision County, she donates the business setup, and we get them set up properly and to get into the business and getting them along the way.
Nice. That is amazing.
Yep.
Especially when I see it. So you guys, I see that you in here, you start help them with their LLC, EIN, and all of that
Mhm.
as well. That's really good.
Yes, Vanessa gets them all set up the correct way. You'd be surprised, how people get that part wrong.
Oh,
So
good.
that definitely goes in and sets them up correctly. And then I get them along with their training for dispatching. We get their laptops set up. We get them some training and mentoring, and like I said, we get them going along the way the right way.
That's good.
And, at that point, all they literally have to do is put in the effort because their foundation is already set.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes. I have to agree with that. Could you do a breakdown on the actual members? Because I see you have a member spotlight, directory pricing, and membership plans. Could you elaborate more so our listeners can get an understanding, so when they sign up they know what direction to go?
So as of right now, our mentorship programs are free. So anyone can come in and join the mentorship program and join our free Facebook group. We're kind of getting everything together. So come January, there will be different price points as far as joining, joining the actual mentorship program. And then you can also be listed on our website in our directory, which is just going to be, we're trying to put together a full-fledged directory of people that you can go to in the industry. So people that we vetted, people that we worked with, people are always coming to us like for advice, like who do we go to for factoring? Who do we go to for accounting? Who do we go to with this? So we're putting together a full-fledged trucking transportation industry group directory. And, we invite people to be a part of that directory. They can also go to our website and join the free Facebook group. And of course, get information on all the events that we have going on.
Wow. I'm so proud of y'all. I may not know y'all, but just even having this conversation, it's amazing. I just love when women is just dominating any type of industry. It's like we are killing it right now.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Much appreciated.
Yes.
Much appreciated.
Yes, I really love this. So could you give women advice that is looking into becoming a truck driver or owning a trucking company, and they feel like they at a standstill and they're scared to push forward? Could you give them some advice so they can pursue it?
Yeah, I would tell them to definitely come over and join that free Facebook group because there are 4,000 other women in the same place that they are who have been in that place, who are in that place, and who are dominating that place. Come to that free Facebook group, the Leading Ladies of Logistix, so that you can get the support that you need. Transportation isn't all fuzzy all the time, warm and fuzzy all the time that people think it is. But, when it does have its difficult times, you don't have to be alone. And especially if they're new to the industry, you're coming someplace where you are going to be in a group with women who have experienced a lot of the ups and downs in trucking that can hold your hand and pat you on your back until you get to that place where you're feeling great again.
Yes. Do you have anything, Tawana?
Yeah, definitely. They kind of piggyback on what Vanessa said. Transportation is not that industry that you do by yourself. You have to have some type of networking. People you network with, people you bounce ideas off of, a mentor, places where you get your education. You definitely can't think you can come into this industry and do it by yourself. So again, just like Vanessa said, I just recommend, surrounding yourself by the right people, surrounding yourself by people that don't mind sharing information and people that can guide you into the right area. Everybody needs a mentor. There's nothing wrong with. I still have one. Vanessa has one. So it's nothing wrong with you. You're never too successful to have someone behind your back.
Yes, that is true. Now, with you ladies being mothers, what advice do you have to women that are mothers and they're just trying to juggle their time management and still being able to pursue their dream in this industry?
I want to tell the women that are mothers, like, don't give up because you are a mother, because you feel like you have to take care of your kids. You don't have to put your dreams and your aspirations on the back burner. To be honest, I started traveling so much, like with the ladies in the organization that I brought my daughter with me. So it inspired her to see me, doing things. Like she said, my mom is a boss. So, sometimes we just have to include our children in what we're doing. But definitely, don't feel like you have to give up on your dreams and your aspirations simply because you're a mother. You being a mother should be your motivation to keep going in this industry.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I 1,000% agree. It's definitely not something that should hinder you. It's something that you should think of as being your motivation, that what's going to drive you. It definitely was for me. I love being able to be here when my son gets off the bus. I love being able to, have more time and be in control of my time when it comes to my kids. So that's definitely your motivation. Corporate takes a lot of that away from us. So use your kids and use your family as your motivation to succeed.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
true. You was going to say
If I could
something?
add one more thing. Yeah, if I could add one more thing to that. When I was in corporate, there was this thing, with your kids, like you want to be at like every course performance, you want to be, at every PE day or field day. You don't want to miss anything at the school, miss any events. And you kind of get to the point where you don't want to have someone else, give you permission to be present for your kids. And that's what happened for me. Like, I can't have someone else give me permission to be present for my kids. So I get up every day and push the way that I push in my business because I want the freedom to be present for my kids.
Yeah, that is true. And I could actually, when she drove soft trucks, sometimes she worked second shift. So it was kind of hard for her to have somebody to come get me from school and everything. So I used to have to catch a ride with a friend, but some days my mom would come get me in her truck. I used to be happy.
That's
Now
right.
that's a boss mom for real. Like, I'm gonna get my baby no matter what.
Yes, and I should be so happy just bouncing on up in there and everything.
I know that's right. Back in the days, we used to hate when our parents used to come get us in those old cars or whatever. But you have to think about it. It took my mom. She had to get to that point. I'm super proud of how she did as a single mom, and that's a model for me to do it. So if I had my mom come to pick me up in the truck, I'd be right there. Hey, mom.
For sure. So, with us having this interview today, where do you guys see this company going 5 years from now?
The mentorship being, I'm going to say 100 times bigger than what it is, definitely having a bigger impact, a more worldwide impact, being able to have bigger conferences, being able to provide more mentorship. And just so it's not just mentorship on the transportation industry, but we also talk about life things like when you asked us before, balancing, motherhood, wifehood, matehood, balancing, healthy meals, healthy lifestyles, mental health, emotional health. We cover all of those things inside of the mentorship. So it's not just focused on the industry. Like, we are focusing on the entire well-being of women while we dominate this industry, I would say. So, I just see us, building more partnerships with some of the great movers and shakers in the industry so that they are acknowledging and noticing what women are doing in the industry. More collaborations, just being great.
Yes. Y'all is killing it. I'm just excited. It's just exciting because it's like you really don't come across women that's actually making the moves and actually dropping gems for women. Some people are afraid to release information for other people to do things because they feel they get further along than them or behind or whatever the case may be. But I really appreciate you guys actually having this informative information for women, for them to be able to pursue their dreams in trucking industry. I appreciate y'all for that.
Oh, no doubt. Somebody has to do it.
Yes, indeed. For real. Could you give our audience information on how can they contact you and how can they be a part of the third annual Leading Ladies Logistix in Atlanta, Georgia, coming up in November?
Yeah, so you can contact me at on Instagram. I'm Gold Star Logistics, as well as Facebook and Twitter as well. My website is goldstarlogisticsgroup.com. The Leading Ladies can be contacted at Leading Ladies of Logistix with an X, not an S, an X at the end of logistics. .com and on Instagram, Leading Ladies of Logistix, again with an X. All of the information about the event is on site. We have about 56 more tickets left. So again, get your tickets, join us, even if you can't make it the whole weekend, pick a date. But the information is out there on the website on both sites. So we look forward to seeing you.
Yes, for sure.
And I can be found on Instagram as I am the Money Architect. That is on IG and Facebook. And information about the event, also the third annual event, is in the links in my bio. If they wanted to find that also. And so we still do have the virtual option, correct, for people who may not be able to make it in.
Yes, they can stream the event online.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. So in closing, could you guys just say something uplifting and inspiring just for women of them just being a woman in the everyday life?
For me, I would say get started. Whatever you think your hang up is, whatever you think that you can't do, at the end of the day, you got to get started to find out. So just get started. Figure out what angle you want it, whether it's transportation or anything. Figure out what it is you want to do. Make a plan and get started. A lot of people think that I have to save a whole bunch of money to get started. You can make that list, make your checklist, and start with the first one, which is, start with the first thing on the list. And each week and each month, you knock something off that list until you achieve the goal that you're trying to achieve.
And I would leave them with channel your inner superpower. Whatever it is that you want to do, put your mind to it, and you can get it done. Much like Tawana said, break it down into small chunks. Just because, you can't run the mile today doesn't mean that you can't run from, one end of your driveway to the next. Start where you are and get to where you're going. Believe in yourself, because I believe in you. Anything you want to do it, you can do it. I'm rooting for you.
Yes, for sure. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. I appreciate you guys so much.
We appreciate you.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Life Her Podcast, where we help heal women all over the world. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Life Her Podcast, and check out our YouTube page as well. And make sure you subscribe. You can also look onto our website and you can purchase merchandise and listen to the podcast episodes. I am Yvette Lloyd. I am Life Her. Love yourself, ladies. Take care of yourself and others you love dearly.